Ryan Kerrigan played the majority of his career with the Washington football team / Washington Commanders. Last year played with the Philadelphia Eagles, signed a one-day contract with the Washington Commanders, and announced his retirement at the age of 30. A lot of this happens during this time of year because you get through training camp in the beginning, you're like, I can play 15 years. You get through camp and you're like, man, I can probably play 5 years. I can't take this. Like, this isn't fun. I don't want to have to continuously work on my conditioning, continuously run around for no reason. Where I want to hit somebody. I don't want to just go and touch somebody and say, oh, I got it. I got a tackle. So this does happen from this time of year, as Ryan Kerrigan announced his retirement with the Washington Commanders. The Chargers safety, Derwin James, is holding out for a new contract. Wants to be one of the highest paid safeties in the NFL. Minkah Fitzpatrick is the highest paid safety in the NFL, and he's making $18.2 million per year. Whether or not James gets that money is to be determined. I don't think he gets it because he is injured most of the time. And Derwin James, I just don't see him making that kind of money. An injury scare for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as they may have lost their center for the entire year, as he injured his knee on the second day of training camp. Now, the concern is that this could be a serious injury and he's out for the whole year. But the problem isn't that. The problem is his knee was so swollen, according to Ian Rappaport. His knee was so swollen, they don't even know the severity of it. And it could be days. This happened on Thursday of last week, and now it's Monday, and we still don't know the severity of it. That's concerning. It's also concerning you don't have any other guy who was in the starting lineup last couple years that has played some downs at center. A lot of your guys have either retired or moved on. And Ryan Jensen was the only one that Brady really took snaps from. So that's concerning. The Cowboys have made some more moves as they sign a guy from the USFL. As the Cowboys sign 2022 USFL MVP Cavante Turpin, his nickname Turpin Time, was as he's bounced around. He had some problems. He was in college, and he ends up getting into some trouble there, gets kicked off the team, goes into the USFL, becomes the USFL MVP. The Cowboys decided to take a look at him. They liked what they saw, and they signed him. He's mainly going to be a returner. That's what the Cowboys do, in fact, need, and now they have one. And a little bit of a wide receiver presence as well. Some more Washington Commanders players retired, as Andre Grandin Golden retires at the age of 24. He played 2 years, plans to go back to school, and focuses on his education. Not a guy who played for years, but a guy who only played for 2 years. As he decided it's time for him just to go back to school and have a regular life instead of an NFL life, which is very grueling and a very dangerous game to play. The Chiefs signed Carlos Dunlap to a 1-year contract worth about $8 million, just to give them some rotation at defensive end. A big signing happened over the weekend, or the start of the weekend, as the Seahawks signed and DK Metcalf agreed to a 3-year contract extension worth $72 million. He becomes the highest paid wide receiver, guaranteed $58.2 million, $30 million at signing as a signing bonus. That's a great contract, I think. They need to keep Metcalf around. Keeping Metcalf around does in fact pay, and you can work around DK Metcalf no matter who the quarterback is. Maybe the quarterback is in fact on this roster. Maybe it's Drew Lock. Maybe it's Geno Smith. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's a drafted player next year, or traded for this guy, or a signing of a guy. Who knows? But as of right now, DK Metcalf will remain a Seattle Seahawk. And finally, the Jets decided to sign Kawan Alexander to a 1-year contract. Played for the 49ers, so he does have some experience with Robert Saleh. But he now has a little bit of a reunion with Saleh in New York.